video is going to be how to build a reptile incubator. I've done about 4 videos on reptile incubators in the past, but I'm still getting people asking me to do a reptile incubator video. So this hopefully is going to be my final one. This one is probably the cheapest and universal incubator out of all of them. This incubator will do pretty much all your common reptiles and even poultry eggs. We'll do leopard geckos, corn snakes, bearded dragons, fat-tailed geckos, water dragons. I can't think of any more eggy. Your big python eggs and all sorts of eggs. This incubator will do them. Okay. The main body of the incubator is a polybox. You'll get these most times they will be free if you go to aquatic shops or your local pet shop. Ask them for polybox. They'll normally give them you for free because they don't want to bin them. Or if you order your food online, like your frozen food, you'll get one of these free anyway. So go on, I don't know, what's an online website? Live Food UK, and order a load of frozen mice or rats, and you'll get one of these boxes with them. The bigger you order, the bigger your polybox. So if you've got a... So then, what I've done is put a load of air holes in it, as you can see. Try and get it with the light. As you can see all the holes in. That was simple to do. Do a bit of hole stabbed in. You get air ventilation. You can do it all down the sides if you want. And if you're wondering where I am, I'm in my kitchen, so I could be a bit echoey, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the air ventilation. This is a dirty polybox. There should be white inside, but there's a bit of mud was inside of this one. I ain't cleaned it out. But anyway, then put your heat mat on the inside. You can use heat mats. Then, as you see here, this is a sensor. Follow the cable up. Goes to a thermostat. Set this to whatever temperature. If you want to know the temperature of the animal you want to incubate, go onto Google. If you're watching this video, you must be on the internet, and if you're on the internet, you can go onto Google, type in, if you want leopard geckos, put in leopard gecko incubating temperature, and then set that, and then you don't have to worry about anything. This is a really simple incubator. Then, if you follow the heat mat cable all the way down here, make sure it's fully plugged in to the plug side of the thermostat. So after you've set that, read the instructions first so you know how to set it. But anyway, figure out what that is. Then, if you're a little kid, make sure you get your parents plugged in. Electric dangerous, and I nearly put my finger in a plug then, but lucky it switched off. Anyway, so switch it on, but I'm not going to switch it on because I've got nothing in it and there's no point. Heat mat, this is a 12 watt heat mat. You should pretty much have it the full size at the bottom, or you can do half and half depending on what you want. Bigger the polybox, the bigger the heat mat, or if you've got one giant polybox, you can put 2 heat mats in, and as long as you don't go over the wattage of your thermostat, you can run them all off the same thermostat. These are only 12 watts, and that's 100 watts, so you could have about 10 of these. There you put them. Yeah, you could have like 5 of these in, and a giant polybox, and you could still use the same thermostat. I've taped the sensor on so it doesn't move around. You then get your container with your eggs in. I haven't actually got any eggs downstairs at the moment, so that should be wet with your moisture in. That will then go in there. I've then broke a hole here just to let the cables go through. Put the lid on. There you go, reptile incubator. It is that simple. If you were going to buy this pretty much exactly the same model, but if you bought it online on a reptile website or in a reptile shop, you'd probably get a little label here saying Reptile Incubator and call it a weird name like Reptiland Hatchery or whatever. Then you'll get probably a little brochure inside with like If you want to breed leopard geckos, hatch them at this temperature and for this amount of time, and it will list a load of animals. All that information in one of those booklets you could find online, but of course they're not going to tell you that. And of course they're going to tell you all this information that you need all this technical equipment and everything because they want to get money out of you. This will work, and it's pretty much the basicest incubator. You can then, if you want to go technical, but it's up to you. It depends if you're in a hot climate or if your house is really hot. You can put extractor fans in them. I wouldn't do that on a small one. If you have a massive one, you can put extractor fans in to blow the cold air around if the temperature goes over hot, and you can buy fan thermostats as well. So if you want a really technical one which is going by 0.0% of a Celsius, you could get it really accurate. But this would work. You don't want to stick this in direct sunlight, in a draft, or on the floor. You should never put your incubator on the floor, as heat rises and the cold will fall, and it will be in a cold patch, and you'll be making your thermostat work over than it needs to. You don't have to have a thermostat if you've got a low wattage heat mat, or if it's a high temperature thing you're doing. It all depends on how hot the actual thing gets up to. Some heat mats when they're on, you can't put your hand on, some you can. Heat mats don't actually get that hot though. It's normally the newer ones now, are getting a bit too hot to touch. And some of the different makes, I think it's the line ones, you can actually put your hand on. This one, when it's switched on, so now, you can actually keep your hand on. And as you see, the power's on and the heating's coming up, I'm just going to switch it off. So then, that's that. It all depends on how hot this is going to go. If you want an even accurate temperature, or an accurate, that's an actual word, accurate temperature with your eggs, you can put this thermostat, put a little hole in where your eggs are, and poke that in, and say you have like egg, thermostat sensor, egg, and it will tell you the temperature at where the eggs are to make it even better. And you could then, if you wanted to put a thermometer and a hydrometer in, if you want to get even more information, but it's completely up to you. And that is pretty much the basic one. If you're going to buy one of them in the shop, I don't think I actually said that before, you're talking 70 to 100 quid. Or you could do this, and I think this thing, like this, because you've got a free poly box. I always have a spare heat mat, but if you don't, you can pick a heat mat up at a car boot for about a £5 or a £10, or in a pet shop at, I think, minimum around 15 for a small one. Thermostats are a bit pricey, it depends how technical you go. This is a basic one, and you're talking around 20 quid, some places sell them for 15, and if you go up for the massive ones you're talking 50, but that does two, and it has alarms on it. It does night drops and day drops, not drops, rises, and alarms come on, and they all have flashy lights and stuff. But you're talking this one, I think in the shops, but for a shop to buy it at 16, so for, I think it's like 20 quid for recommended retail price, so you're only talking roughly 30 quid to 30 to 40 quid altogether. But if you have to buy a poly box, you shouldn't be paying anything over 3 quid for a poly box. If you are, you're being kind of ripped off. Get a poly box for free, ask around your local shops, and ask around all your reptile shops and any aquatic shops, they will sell them. Or if you like a sea life centre place, they could have them because they get the fish in on them. Or order a load of rats, as I said, and that's pretty much it. And I don't think there is any more information I can do about these, and I don't think there's any more videos I can actually do on incubators, as I think I've said everything about reptile incubators that possibly is to say. So this isn't the only reptile incubator video I've got. I've got more on my page. Check them out. As some people say, you can comment down there and do a private message. I think there would be, well, you'd have to go into my homepage, which should be there. Ratings down there. Anyway, yeah, bye.